for this chance, you and me, girl.
It is so good to be back in your video today. We are so tired for so long. But we want to say thank you so much for being with us while we get us together. So we have someone new joining us, and I'm going to actually let the whole panel introduce themselves. So let's go. To my right and then my left.
Oh, hi, my name is Fox. Nice to meet you guys.
Hi, Fox.
I'm Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Hey y'all, it's V.
Hey, Fee. So you know what time it is. It is promos on the table. Are there any businesses today?
Yes, I have one I'd like to promote.
Okay.
My daughter, Sinclair Fox. You can reach her at Claire on the Beat on Instagram.
Hey.
Also, you can reach her by phone. She's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Her number is 414-739-1550. She's looking for walk-ins as well. She's at We Slay Salon. It's on Villard, I believe. I'm not sure, but just look at. Also look her up on Instagram at Claire on the Beat.
All right, Claire on the Beat.
All right.
Any other business?
Yes, and you have First Arrival Survival Training, where I teach and certify employees for their employers. You can reach me at 414-530-0016. I am Samantha Jones, the owner and CEO of this company.
That's right.
Boss.
Right.
Don't get caught dead without it.
All y'all CNAs, all y'all bootleg CNAs that didn't really get the training, y'all need to holler at my cousin because she really training y'all to do what y'all are really supposed to already know how to do. Y'all let them old people die. That is not cool.
Okay, so I wasn't gonna quite say that, but yeah, check her out.
There's some good CNAs out there. I like CNAs. They are good for their job.
My sister was
some good CNAs. I once was a CNA also.
And my sister was a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, I love CNAs. It's something I don't think I like.
Their job is hard.
It's a hard
Seriously.
job.
And they are very underpaid.
Right.
I'm not trying to be shady, y'all, but I know a lot of y'all need some training. Just like.
So I'm gonna actually promote a book today. It's called Hot Summer. It is a queen novel. So if you haven't picked it up, pick it up. It's available today on Amazon and actually Barnes and Noble. I prefer you buy it off of Amazon. There's actually a special going on for the whole Cyber Week. So Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. $9.99, buy one, get one free. You can't beat that. If you buy the paperback, you can get the Kindle for free.
And it's a good book. It's like Dirty Diana though. It's real dirty, so and raunchy. I don't know who wrote it.
I don't know about raunchy, but if
I don't
you're
know who
familiar,
wrote it, but they got a real descriptive imagination.
but if you're familiar with Zane or Sister Soldier, you're gonna really love this book. So pick it up today. All right, so I'm gonna move into our next segment. Hey guys, so you guys saw that we released a new segment. It's called Dear Old Women, or Dear Old Woman actually. Sorry, I get it with that.
Women, woman, and that's another thing. Y'all need to know the plural and the singular. So go ahead.
That's only when you writing on Facebook.
Right. That be pissing me.
You don't have to write that much on Instagram. That's only, you gotta learn how to write a sentence on Facebook. That's all.
So Dear Old Woman, that's our segment where you can literally write us a letter and you can remain anonymous. We will not say your name on. You can write it send it to us by inbox or email address. Our email address is actually the singular version. So it's the orgasmicwomanshow@gmail.com. We will answer it live on air. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, we are not doctors or life coaches. So
I am.
no, definitely not her.
No.
So the advice that you get, yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt.
It may not actually, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. So we got a panel member trickling in, so I just waved her in. So yeah, send us those letters and we're gonna get those letters answered ASAP. And
I'm gonna be doing all the answering. Just
that she's not gonna do, okay?
I'm
So let's
start
there.
With you. Keep it real with you.
Yeah, no. Let's move on into our politics. Pull up a chair, Tammy. Welcome.
Welcome.
So today for politics, we're talking about the Chris Watts trial. So I don't know if you guys are familiar or not with this trial, but this is the insane guy that killed his wife and his 2 children for his mistress, who actually turned him in. So he was just sentenced actually to 48 years in prison. And they charged him with murder of his unborn son. So what I had heard from, because I've been following the trial just because it was such a delicate
He
situation.
only got 48 years.
Well, he got 5 life sentences, but he was
Oh,
48
I was
years.
gonna say,
He was prison for the murder just
I
like his
just
unborn
got
son.
upset just because of that.
Right. Like,
No.
what?
No, so this guy literally got on the news and social media and actually asked or begged whoever had his family to come to release his family. Like, bro, you got your own family, okay? You kill your own family. And he had told the mistress that I believe that he was in divorce proceedings. So
He
once
was
she
at the end of the divorce proceedings?
so when she found out that actually no, the family was missing, she actually turned him in. So kudos to her. What do you guys think about that?
First of all,
It's to the right and then the left.
First of all,
She's
stop
stop.
dating these men that say they in divorce proceedings. That AKA they still married. So leave it alone. Because you never know what's going on in that situation. And people reconcile all the time. And then you be looking stupid or dead in this case.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
So shady.
And you never know what the women gonna do. Like, you talking about the man killing the wife. Shit.
Well,
I'm gonna kill my husband.
I mean, I think it's easy. Hi, everybody.
Hi. That's Danny.
I think it's easy to say don't date somebody who's married or not in divorce proceedings. That's easy. I agree with that. But unfortunately, people aren't truthful.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to know really where they're at and where their head is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I feel like there's a lot going on or a lot that went on in that relationship that none of us will ever know. I mean, I feel like he probably was abusive, whether or not she, the wife ever said anything. You just don't, I just don't think a person just goes out of the blue and
That's
says,
what I said.
right, like I'm gonna go ahead and I'm, because I wanna live this new life, I'm just gonna go ahead and end all of these other people's lives. There's had to be something else going on. So I agree, yeah, if somebody's being honest with you and, don't get involved until they're free from that. But at the same time, a lot of people out here are not truthful and they'll tell you whatever to get whatever they want. So you have to be aware of that too.
Absolutely. Lily, what do you think?
Well, I really don't have anything to say about it because it happened. I don't know. It's sad. Yeah, it's sad. For him
It's very sad.
Was he already cheating with this woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She was in for
Clearly
like
a
5
sociopath.
weeks, I think.
Yeah.
He
And the
literally
wife was pregnant?
Mhm.
Yes.
And
With
he
a baby
asked
in
the
it,
wife
that's
to
bad.
get pregnant. That's what's so crazy, to save the marriage, and then that's what you do.
Right.
That's shady.
Tina, what are you thinking?
It's a lot going on with this story, but I just caught up on this story just a few minutes ago, but it was very interesting. But you would see like what was leading up to this, what was going through his mind and everything to lead up to that of killing his family. You have to be very sick to do that, even for the babies. Because why would
kill
you?
them kids?
Right, I mean, you don't have no
Wait, but
time.
did I haven't read it.
Obviously.
I have.
It was on the game plan.
I get that.
Oh, well.
And I texted her and said, hey, you do the
Yes,
plan.
I did. Well,
It is the truth.
that was 2 weeks ago. that was
There's a
something
lot going
else.
on in 2
You get what
weeks,
I'm
right.
saying? So I'm reading right here off your
Oh,
laptop and I'm trying to
okay.
figure it out. But the thing is, far as I don't even know. Never mind.
Well, all I'm gonna say is I had a really good friend. The same thing happened to her.
What?
She was murdered by her estranged husband.
Oh,
He had started dating another woman. They had separated, so all of that was true. He killed her and her daughter, and his girlfriend at the time, her and her daughter. And so what I will say to anyone watching this and to my friends here on the panel is anytime anybody makes any type of threat towards you, whether you think they're playing with you, whether you think they're just kidding, whether you think they're capable of it or not, take that shit seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I
and
mean.
get
You gotta
out.
watch.
But I'm the
You
one that's
gotta
always
watch for
making the
something.
threats, though. Should
But
you
you
be
have to
concerned
watch
about?
people's behavior.
Yeah. Aaron should definitely
Right, you
be
have to be
concerned.
very careful.
Yes, you have to watch people's
Aaron,
behaviors.
you should be concerned.
Karen, you ain't finna let it.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes I do.
I'm trying to be serious, but
Okay, fine. Okay.
For him to do this, did the girlfriend discuss this with him?
No.
That's what he
She turned him in.
did.
She turned him in.
He said his family was missing, and then she said someone.
That's not what you told me. Yeah.
And she turned him in, and that's how they ended up finding out that he actually killed the family and all of the kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
How you
Leo
kill
doesn't-
the kids? I
Right.
barely even whoop my baby.
Exactly.
Oh,
So it's a very sad story. We're gonna move on to our tea time. It's tea time. So today's tea time is gonna be, we're gonna talk about Gabrielle Union. By the way, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, if you don't know, they welcomed a baby girl. Congratulations by surrogate. There has been so much mom shaming going on because Gabrielle had on the hospital bracelet. And it's just a very, very sad thing. You know, this woman has had 9 miscarriages. Are you kidding me? She has the right to enjoy a child of her own. And I don't know if you know anything about babies, but when you have a baby, as soon as they take them out, they put them on you so that they can bond. It's called skin to skin. And that's what she was doing for her babies. I just think you guys just need to chill all the way out. But I do want to hear from the panel and see what they're thinking. So what do you guys think?
Well, when I first seen it, I didn't understand it. I was like, did she have a baby? Because she hasn't been seen. So I was thinking, did she have a baby? Well, congratulations to her, whatever. But then as I got to reading the article, I seen that it was some type of skin to skin. I didn't understand that, even though I have 3 kids of my own. I was like, well, what the hell is skin to skin?
You never did skin to skin with your kids?
With your kids?
Yes.
They asked me.
But she wasn't thinking about
Well, her kid's like 62, so.
Anyways, I was 15 and 17 when I had my baby, so no, I wasn't asked that.
Oh, okay.
I was just perfect. My daughter was, one of my daughters was natural born, and then the other one, she was, no, she wasn't C-section. No, I forgot what they call it.
Breech?
She
She first breech.
Yeah, she was
breech.
breech.
Okay.
Her butt came first.
Oh.
So I never understood, and ever since then I had a baby 10 years later, so I wasn't thinking about skin to skin, or I wasn't ever told anything about that, even when I was young, so I didn't understand it. But anyways, getting back to this chick, the thing is, it was nice that they did that, but I don't see why so many people is going after her for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted a baby. What's wrong with that? And whoever gave it to her, that was special for them to do that for her.
Exactly.
So I didn't understand it, but the skin to skin, I didn't know what that was at first, so I had to read into it. But now I understand it. But okay, I hope they bonded and the baby is liking her.
The baby looked like them.
Or whatever.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Use surrogate though. They use like
Yeah, the lady is just carrying the baby.
Yeah,
That's her baby. She's just carrying it because her body couldn't carry it. Yeah.
I think.
Somebody paid you the right amount of money.
Right.
Hey, that's all I'm
Not me.
saying.
Not
I was
me.
thinking.
I barely could get
I was
What are
thinking
my
about doing
thoughts?
that, so anyone need to say right.
What are my thoughts? I'm really happy for them. I think this is just the overall like mom shaming type thing. I think that goes on with kids. So it goes all the way down to with the way you gave birth. Like if you had a C-section versus if it was natural versus are you breastfeeding? Is it a bottle? I think it's just the same crap that people give. You know, it's just what I see. Like there's always somebody who thinks that their way was the better way, or if it's not a certain way, it's not the right way, and people just have their opinions. And I agree with the rest of the ladies here is that I think we're all super excited for them. Like we said, she's gone through so much physically and I'm sure emotionally and mentally for this moment, and let's just be happy for them and help them share in her moment into motherhood. And her motherhood doesn't look like our motherhood or somebody else's, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Absolutely.
That's right. I think people need to mind their own business, and I give Gabby kudos for being unbothered. Gabby, that's my friend. I know her.
That's her friend and her kid.
No, but I give her kudos for being unbothered. Like, forget y'all. I'm enjoying my baby. I'm gonna post as many pictures as I want, as many videos as I want.
Right.
I'm gonna be skin to skin. I'm gonna have my hospital gown on, whatever I want to do, because that's my baby and the journey that she took to get there. Like, if anybody has ever experienced a miscarriage or has ever experienced a doctor telling you that you can't have kids and stuff, that's devastating for a woman, especially when you're a career woman and you think like, oh, I got time, blah, blah, blah. And she been raising Dwayne Wade kids because they got full custody of them, right? Yeah. So kudos to her. Forget them. They hate because they ain't got no money to get them no surrogate. Half of you mamas that can have kids, you shouldn't be.
Right.
That's that.
Hello.
I agree. I just want to say congratulations to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle. You guys really deserve that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so that's our tea time. So we're going to go into our orgasm, right? And I'm just going to remind you what it is. It's communication barriers in a relationship.
Here we go.
So it's going to be really intense today. But before we do that, we've added a special segment. Please make sure you like our Facebook page, Orgasmic Women. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we were like so geek with our 55 views.
I love the 55 views. I was like, hey.
Make sure you share it with somebody just to kind of talk about us. We're only going to get better. So let's do our question of the day. Our question of the day is, what brings about the communication barriers in a relationship? And is there a communication difference between a heterosexual relationship and a homosexual relationship? Ladies?
Wait, hold on. If you just asking about both sides of relationships, right?
Well, I just want to know, what do you think brings about a communication barrier in a relationship? And then is there a difference between the communication barriers in a man and a woman relationship, or a woman and a woman? So, yeah. I was coming in.
Well, it all depends on the person, period. Like, you can't just say, is it about a heterosexual or a homosexual relationship? It all depends on the person. You know, so it really doesn't matter what type of relationship it is.
Okay, what do you think, Teddy?
I agree. It doesn't matter. I have several of my guy friends I know who are homosexual, and they get into the same arguments that I get into with my husband. Same things, not communication, not, communicating well, not listening, not responding, the way that you expect someone to respond when you are communicating. So I don't think it really matters either what type of relationship you're in. You're gonna have, communication barriers, and you're gonna have communication breakdowns. That's just part of life, or I feel like it's part of my life. So I feel like
it's definitely part of my life every day.
Everyone's life, yeah.
Not lately, but yeah, it's definitely part of my life. It's not been like 2 days.
I think communication barriers happen when people feel like they're not being heard, so then you just stop talking. Or people that listen to respond. I'm one of those people. I listen to respond, as y'all can see. I like to talk. I actually have to work on it, because when you think about relationships, like, people automatically think about like romantic relationships, but like, you have relationships at work, you have relationships with friends and family. I think with my friends, I'm more of a listener because I like being the person that they go to talk about stuff. I don't know. But like, shut up, I'm not nosy. I'll keep your secrets. But like at work, I have to do coachings, and it's difficult. I literally have to have like a drink to make them discover things on their own, because otherwise I'll just be telling them everything. Like, okay, well, you know what, this is what you need to work on, this is what you did well, like, and I don't let them, discover it for themselves. And the whole point of coaching is self-discovery. So like, in certain situations, I'm a big talker, and in certain situations, I'm a good listener.
I agree with the panel today. So, everything you ladies said, I agree with.
So I think that one of the reasons that there is a breakdown in communication or communication barrier in a relationship is because men and women hear things differently. Because I swear, I'll say something, and when my husband says it back to me, I'm like, that is not what I said. Like, are you hearing what I'm saying? And I realize that causes a communication barrier. But one of the things I try to work on is, because I know I get so annoyed if I think that people are literally being stupid. So I'm like, you know what, you're being stupid right now. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. And so it just pisses me off. I'm like, are you pretending to be dumb? Like, you cannot really be this stupid in real life. So I think that's like
and
really,
how you communicate too, because like for me, I read text messages in a whole other way than the people send it. Like if I send you something and I'm like excited and I send you an emoji and you send me back like, okay, thanks.
it's dry.
And you don't put an emoji, I'm like, why are you so dry?
Yeah.
And they be like, how can I be dry in text messages? Oh, you can be dry in text messages. Or like if I send you a whole paragraph and then you give me like 2 words, oh, you really gonna piss me off then. So like I think that it's just
Good
about,
job.
I think it's how you communicate it too, because if you are a person that's used to talking on the phone, then when you text, you might seem dry and uninterested. Versus like I'm used to texting, so I can like get my emotions through a text message. Some people can't, so I feel like it's the way you communicate it too.
True. Yeah. So we're gonna talk more.
Is this the way you read?
I read everything.
That's the way you read it.
She read it in between.
Yeah,
I'm like, why do you use the
That's
exclamation
just
point
like-
instead of a period?
Right. That's just like you said, hey, what's up? And I'm like, nothing. What? You gonna read it like nothing.
You got attitude?
Right.
And that's me.
That's how you gonna read it, but it's like
you just said
I'm
nothing,
just
like
saying
what's up?
nothing. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's all about how you read.
So we're going to talk more about this and more in communication barriers in relationship to our orgasm today. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. When we come back, get ready to go into our orgasm. Hey.